good, y'all, and welcome to my review. Finally, after God knows how long, man. You know they took the Paramount really took their sweet ass time adding this to Paramount Plus, bro. Like this movie was out on digital, and I'm assuming Blu-ray as well for like at least a few months, man, before they finally put it out on Paramount Plus. But like it didn't happen until recently, bro. I don't know why they took so long. It's not like this movie was like doing incredibly well in the box office like Top Gun Maverick was. Like this movie, I'm pretty sure flopped like a lot of the bigger blockbuster movies have this year, or I guess I should say last year. We're now in 2024, but I'm still playing catch up to 2023 movies. Which, so yeah, but by the way, guys, that's also probably why you guys won't be seeing the top 10 for this year for a while, just because I'm still playing catch up on all the movies I want to see from this year. I still haven't got a chance. I'm still working my way through all of them. But yeah. Anyway, man, this movie, it took forever, but finally it was recently added to Paramount Plus, finally, and I finally found the time to finally sit down and watch Dead Reckoning Part 1, or it's just now called Dead Reckoning, for some reason. I do not know why they decided to switch the title and remove the Part 1 a bit from it, just called Dead Reckoning, but whatever, man. Regardless of such, man, this movie was incredible, man. Like, you guys know I've watched all the Mission Impossible movies, and I reviewed the last one, which I forget what Fallout, I believe is what the last one was called, man. And now I also have when I say this, man, I just remember that I haven't watched any of these movies in like years, and like Fallout I haven't seen since I saw that one out in theaters. I'm sorry if you guys can hear whatever the hell my mom is watching on TV downstairs, man. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but sorry if you guys can hear it. But this might have been my favorite Mission Impossible. Like I said, I say that with having very little to no memory of all the previous films. I do want to go back and rewatch all of them just so I can like finally rank them and see what my thoughts are on them. But like this might have been my personal favorite, man. Like this was an amazing film, man. I absolutely love this film. It is brilliantly well crafted, man, and just a well made film, man. I can't I also feel this movie should have gotten nominations for like best director and best editing, man, because the editing and the directing this movie were incredible. But anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's just jump right into the actual review. So the movie is directed by Christopher McQuarrie, if I'm saying that right, and of course stars Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell, Vanessa Kirby. Did not know that Kirby was a legit last name. Rebecca Ferguson, if I'm saying that right. Palm Kelmentifer. I am not French. And Simon Pegg, and many more in the plot of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Ethan Hawke and his IMF team must track down the dangerous weapon before it falls into the wrong hands, which of course you guys know is the Entity. That is the main antagonist sort of in the film, man. Which, first of all, obviously the cast is great, man. Tom Cruise is amazing as always, man. Like the fact this man is like 60 years old now, or like however old he was when this movie was originally filmed. The fact is we got this near 60-year-old man jumping off fucking cliffs, man. It's just insane, man. Like the stunt work obviously is amazing and all, but the performances are great, man. Like I mentioned, Tom Cruise is great, Simon Pegg is great, Ving Rhames, I have no idea to say his last name, you guys remember from Pulp Fiction, as Marcellus Wallace. And yeah, he was great, man. The rest of the cast was great. The new characters, Esai Morales, if I'm saying his name right, who was like the main villain, Gabriel. He was great, man. But I would say the highlight of the film, man, is Palm. I loved her, man, as Paris, man. She was my favorite character in the movie, man. I wish she got more screen time than she did, man, because she was absolutely amazing, man. Like, she stole the show, and I wish she got more screen time than she did. She's all like, when we get to like that one section where they're like in like Rome or whatever, and she's like chasing down Ethan and I believe Grace, chasing them down in like this mini fight, whatever those small house European cars are called, chasing them down this giant military, armored vehicle, man. It was just amazing, man. Like, she was awesome, man. I wish she had more screen time. And like I mentioned earlier, the directing and the editing in this movie is superb. And like I said, these should both have got nominations at the Oscars this year for both these categories. I don't know what it got nominated for. I know it got some nominations because I mentioned that on Paramount Plus, but I forget which ones it actually got nominated for. Regardless of such, man, this movie was amazingly directed. So many great shots, man. So many good uses of angles and just coverage and everything, man. This movie just looked amazing, and the editing for this movie the way the movie was edited for very particular scenes scenes, like some of the more tense stuff, like when they're in the club or when they're in that private party and like the opening of the film, man. My God, the editing for those films is perfect, man. Just great editing, man. Just great editing all around, man. The score was fantastic as well, man. I really love the music for this movie, man. And of course, like always, man, the action sequences are amazing. Amazing choreography, great camera work in there and getting the shots, man. Like all the major set pieces looked amazing, man. With probably my favorite one being the car one, because the comedy this movie, I have to say, is fantastic, man. Like this movie uses comedy brilliantly, man. Like I mentioned the one with the car, man, which I thought was hilarious because they like most spy films, they do the whole thing like, okay, let me get the secret car, and like they show up this nice looking, very expensive looking, sports car, and then he like hits the thing, and then out comes this busted up old ass, those small ass European cars, which I thought was pretty funny. Just all the shenanigans they get with trying to drive this thing while they're outrunning the cops, they're outrunning the new detective characters or government agents they're after Ethan, and of course Paris as well in the armored in the like military grade armored vehicle, just chasing them down with this massive smile on her face, man. Like I said, bro, Paris was the highlight of the film, man, and I wish she got more screen time, man. And man, she was awesome, man. But she was a highlight, man. I love Paris. She was so cool, man. But yeah, there was that sequence, man. There's obviously stuff with the train. There's some other sequences as well that I thought that were also really great as well, man. But one thing I also got to say, man, that I also really love the movie is like how timely this movie feels, man. Because you guys know, in modern days, AI has kind of been this big thing that people have been like talking about. It's been a massive talking point as of late with AI voices, AI, artwork, this, that, and the third, and AI, what can we believe and not believe in because of like AI voices and all that jazz, man. And I thought this movie focusing on like this super intelligent AI that can't completely replicate voices, which is a scene in the movie where Ethan is like chasing down Gabriel, and then all of a sudden the entity, where he starts mimicking Benji's voice completely. Although you can very much tell it's robotic, but it does mimic his voice, and I thought that was a really nice touch, man. And obviously, once again, goes into I guess some of the social commentary of the film, with the whole debate and discussion surrounding AI these days, which I thought was nice. I thought that made this movie was now who knows, maybe in like 5-10 years this will date the movie hardcore, but for the time right now, man, here in 2024, I thought this was very timely, man. I thought it was very relevant to today's world, man. So I really like that scene, like I said, like the whole thing is about like, oh, they can like change the truth and all. Like it's obviously Mission Impossible-ified a little bit, but like there's definitely some realism in the technology of the entity in this film, which I like, man. I thought that was a nice little element to the film. I'm sure the other Mission Impossible movies do similar shit with like when they were released, man. But like I said, I don't remember most of them. But that's one thing I really did like about this movie, man. And yeah, man, like also most of the new characters I thought were really cool as well, like Grace and like all the other characters as well. So now as far as things I wasn't really super high on with the film, man. First of all, like I mentioned, I wish Paris got more screen time. I wish she got more time. But one thing I will say, and also, like I said, I thought Gabriel was a great villain, man, as well. I thought Esai Morales, what I've been saying, his name, did a really great job with his performance, man, and I thought he was a great villain. But they have this whole thing where like they start to build this relationship between Ethan and Grace, and I wasn't really completely sold. Like both of them performed their scenes great, and they definitely have some good chemistry with one another, and I like their scenes together. But I don't completely buy that Ethan would really care for her when he's like only barely known her for like maybe a week. I don't know what the exact timetable this movie takes place in, but it's not that long, man. So, I feel like they kind of moved a little fast relationship and didn't make it and it wasn't as believable as the film wanted it to be. But I overall felt they both worked really great together, man. But I wasn't really completely buying them actually caring for each other as much as they do in the film with how little they've known each other. But that's just me personally, man. That's like a minor flaw anyway. But yeah, man, if for some reason you haven't seen the movie yet and you love Mission Impossible, definitely check it out, man. If you love action movies, go check it out, man. So yeah, overall, my final verdict for this movie, to the surprise of nobody, I'm sure, is a 10 out of fucking 10, ladies and gentlemen. So as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links everywhere else below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.